Greetings humanity, and welcome back to Channel Otherdoc. I am Jim, I use he, him pronouns, and this is The Outer Veil, one of the story arcs in our Waking Nightmares campaign of Don't Rest Your Head, a game by Fred Hicks of Evil Hat Productions. This is a supernatural horror game in which nightmares come to life for the Insomniac PCs who are struggling against them. We're gonna go around and say hi to everybody. Unfortunately, I did announce on the tweet that we were going to have Pope come in as a guest. Unfortunately, he could not make it. He had to cancel last minute. It's unfortunate real life stuff going on, sadly. Hopefully, he'll be able to make it back for another session at some point soon. In the meantime, we'll go around and say hi to everybody, find out who they are and who they're playing, and we will start with Krimsin. Hello.
Hey y'all, Crimson Galaxy, that's Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. My pronouns are they, them, she, and they, and today I'm playing Katrina Wales, the musician who is a little bit homeless and it's keeping her awake, and now she's stuck in a weird, random, mad city with nightmares, and let's see how it goes.
Yes, let us. Excellent. And now we are going to head over to Ace. Hello.
Hey, I'm Ace, any pronouns, and I'll be playing Cal, the tarot user for fun.
Excellent. And now we will head over to Shade. Hello.
Hi guys, I'm Shade. I'm recently just joined the role-playing world, and I'm playing Tyler, an ex-banker who lives through his cup of coffee and recently ended up in the mad world. He's quite sure that this is all just a bad dream and he will wake up very soon.
Yes. So soon. Very soon. And finally, let us head over to Cassa. Hello.
Hello, I'm Cassa, Wilding _ on Twitter, and I'm playing your super tired, super keen to find out what's going on, Tamsin Zhao. She's a journalist, so she's always catching that story, and this is, being in the Mad City is probably the biggest story she's ever gonna, be in, so she wants to milk it for all that she's got, and excited.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sure it will be very rewarding. Very rewarding. To whom, we're not sure, but we'll find out as we go. So many opportunities. But before we dive into it, like we do with the other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card, make an X symbol, and we'll go back and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil. So it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that, again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game has the potential for discussions of physical and mental debilitation, insomnia, death, law enforcement, nightmares, body horror, being stalked and chased by supernatural beings, and other horrific themes. This game has mechanics related to states arising from sleep deprivation, referred to in-game as exhaustion, madness, scars, and fight or flight responses, but places the expression of those states squarely in the hands of the players. Also, please remember we have an open door policy, which means any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It is just a game, and mental health is always more important. So, let us talk a little bit about what has happened leading up until now. Our group of people here. They of Insomniacs here. They know each other from often hanging out at the same coffee house, this coffee house is in is in a place not unlike Portland, but they found strange things where a few of them found strange things were happening in the city. That places were going dark. People were talking about hallucinating or what have you, They wanted to sort of find out what was happening. It seemed that they were starting to be followed by shadows. That was a thing that was also possibly going on. In the coffee house itself, they found that it ended up being engulfed by shadows quite suddenly from the outside. Everything got much darker, and things were starting to try to break in. There was a strange sort of roughly hound-sized thing that attacked the proprietor of the coffee house and dragged him through a door to who knows where. They ended up having to deal with break-ins from smaller, shadowy, flitting things that were like bats, and then ultimately a couple of people who had a decidedly who were made of shadow largely, but had a decidedly metal aesthetic about them. Tamsin managed to grab a claw weapon from one of them, sort of a claw glove thingy. You still have that, by the way. They managed through sort of calming down the hound-sized creature, that the shadow hound, that it led them through a doorway that it opened up in the back of Reg's refrigerator to another place, and they're in it's a city, another city where it is always night. And they're just on the outskirts of a district that has vegetation all over it. And there are other districts, and they've had their first look at the city just sort of itself. Tamsin leapt up to get a better vantage point and managed to see the clock tower that has 13 numbers. It's very strange. It is not quite. It is after 10. It's probably by now in the neighborhood of 10:20-ish. You have been. Katrina has been in communication with a crone-like being from the shadow district just across the street, who has offered to show them a way out if they go to the Necropolis, which the crone stated is, let me grab the notes to see what she said, is counterclockwise from your current position. You go into the Necropolis and find the and steal a clock about the size of a bowling ball from the head of the procession. She didn't specify what that is. But if they do that and they bring that clock back through the gates of the Shadow District before 13 o'clock, then she will show them a way out. And that is where we left off. After that, going and getting a look at the city, just a bit. So now here you are. You are basically on this street. This near a large T intersection. That's kind of off to your left. Big blocky buildings across from you. Big mighty square buildings across the street, looking imposing. Off to your left, the Shadow District. The buildings all are covered in shadows that are dripping off of them. A lot of little spires and sort of older looking architecture. Behind you, it's fairly modern, but also crumbling and a little bit. And there's plants everywhere. And then there are other districts that you can kind of see that are much more distant. What would you all like to do?
So we need to find what was that? Necropolis.
Yeah, the Necropolis. I don't know where that is or even how this town's laid out or anything. Like, how do we do this? How do you think we go about this? You look smart,
Ah,
Cassa
well,
or Tamsin.
I think the first thing we would need to do is map out the place. We need to know where we're going, right? But oh, but you know, we don't have much time. Um, do you think talking to someone? I mean, that guy seemed pretty helpful once we told him we were working for the lady. So maybe
Yeah.
others will help us.
It
That,
could.
I mean,
It could. I do recommend going towards the biggest city area here because it's called the Necropolis, and Opolis tends to mean it's a big city.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
oh, Necropolis. Maybe we should just, I don't know, keep looking for graves and dead-looking people.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna find anyone who's not that here. Also, the thing that really has me wondering is that it said go counterclockwise. And I don't know what that means in the context of a town.
Oh, probably if you just look at this big band standing over there, and if you look at the city from the top, that would be.
How would we know what part of the city that we're in?
Oh, so I came from up there and I probably have like a notebook or something. I was thinking like what would I use to draw it out, but I would probably, try to draw out what I see and I'd bring it down. So maybe we'd have a better image of what it looked like from there, like where the clock tower is and then all the buildings around it.
Yeah. Well, what I'm thinking possibly is that, like, considering there's a clock tower right in the middle of town and they told us to go counterclockwise, is it possible that this entire city is laid out like a clock?
Oh,
Definitely possible.
you think there is 13 districts as well?
I mean, why not?
Would make sense.
All right.
But
Well, we
what
got a working
district
theory.
would the Necropolis be? Would that be like midnight or 13? Or
Necropolis.
10 or what?
Maybe it depends on at which hour people usually die at this place. Could be anything. Could be 9 a.m.
Can we see the clock tower from where we are right now? You're muted.
I would like to say something, but alas. If you head to the intersection, and which is like just a bit to your left, you'll see, and as you're heading on the street, you can and you look down, you can see the clock tower. There are, and when on the corners, you can when you actually are hit the corners, you can see there are there's some signage. Here a little bit.
Okay.
That or from where you are, you're seeing that they don't really the streets don't seem to have names, but kind of where you would think to see street signs, there's a big sign that for the block that you're on that says Garden District, in kind of sort of plated sort of rusty metal with a sort of a facade of vines going through the letters, and then across the street, for the district that is drenched in shadow. There does seem to be a there is a street sign that just says Shadow District, and it looks like it's a black and white sign. The letters are black, and as is the rim of the sign, and there's like this diaphanous bleeding away of the darkness from those from the lettering. Then of course, across the street where you're seeing you're at this intersection. It's like the major T intersection. Then a smaller street heads inward toward the clock tower. And that smaller street has an arch over it. Big sort of, I want to say, a big kind of pompous looking marble arch that has chiseled into it Financial District. But beyond it, you can easily see the big clock tower in the middle.
Krimsin is definitely recording everything. She's drawing like as much of a map as she can.
Okay.
Yeah, you are getting the impression that this city is perhaps kind of round, just from the view that you had. I mean, it's hard, even if you're up on top of a building, it's hard to tell exactly, but you got the impression, these streets are curving this way and this way, and so it's the only straight streets are the ones that are. It seems like the major streets are curved, and the less major streets are straight.
I think you're right, Katrina. It must be like a clock face.
Yeah.
That doesn't help us figure out where the Necropolis is.
Well, they said go counterclockwise. So if we can get our vision on the clock tower and then turn around and go left, then we will be heading in the right direction.
You mean so it's on your left side? That's
if you are facing away from the clock tower, counterclockwise would be going left. If you're facing towards the clock tower, counterclockwise would be going right.
As you guys are saying this, Tamsin's just turning around. She doesn't know which one's left, which one's right. She's just, yeah, I'll just follow you guys. You guys seem to know.
Okay.
I got a pretty good sense of direction, all the time on the streets and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll trust you on that.
Yeah. Since Cal has their cards, they just hold up the Wheel of Fortune to Cassa and be like, this way's clockwise, this way's counterclockwise. And points at it.
Thank you, Cam.
The Wheel of Fortune spins slightly as you look at it. And you do hear this very slight, sort of in the background somewhere, maybe just very distantly. You just hear this. Sort of hear a light chuckle from somewhere. You're not sure where you heard it. It's almost as though it was reverberating at you psychically through the card in some way. Perhaps, who knows?
Whoa. Did you do that, Cal? Are you doing that?
Honestly, I have no idea at the point if it's from whatever's going on with my cards or for something else.
Mm-hmm. Remind me when we get back. I'd like a reading as well. It seems pretty cool.
Of course.
All right. So, are we following Katrina's directions and turning away? Just walk. See where it takes us.
Also, if I meet any bad looking guy, I would just maybe stop and ask for the directions.
Yeah, we just walk until we see someone.
Yeah. There are a lot of people around, so it's
the place is called Necropolis.
I'm not really interested in trying to make too many friends here personally. I feel like this is going to be, the more people we talk to, the more danger we're going to be in. Look at this place.
Tamsin's looking around. She's like completely opposite to what Katrina's saying. She wants to talk to everyone. She wants to just write down everything.
I mean, honestly, this seems very much like the regular world to me, because none of these people seem safe, and almost no one seems safe there either.
Oh, that's okay. Don't let the appearances put you off. I'm sure that weird triangle-looking guy is just the friendliest guy in the world.
Tell you what, why don't you go walk up to them by yourself and try to have a conversation? We'll see where that goes.
I mean, the triangle guy might be friendly, but is he yellow and wearing a big top hat?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not aware.
We should avoid people with top hats. That guy seemed pretty out to get us.
Agree.
I mean, we're in a different world right now. For all we know, every single person that we will come across is exactly like that. I'm literally just clinging onto the hope of getting out of here right now, which is why I'm okay with going and trying to steal a thing. But I guarantee we are going to be put in massive amounts of danger.
Don't worry about that. You'll get out of here all right, just when you wake up.
This ain't a dream.
Yeah.
I mean...
Do you need me to pinch you or something? Because I'm for sure
You've already...
this isn't a dream.
Yeah, you've already been pinched how many times?
Yeah, we all just pinched Tyler.
Hey. Okay, fine. It's a very realistic dream. No doubt about that. But the last time, you remember when it all started? It was in this cafe. And I remember I was really, really feeling like I'm going to fall asleep there. I'm sure this is what happened.
Well, I know for a fact I didn't fall asleep there. I was wide awake. I was getting ready to ask if I could play. And then shadows came out of nowhere and destroyed the place. So you may feel like you fell asleep, but that's just exhaustion. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, so the shadows just appeared and started following us. Right.
And if it was a dream, why would all four of us be having the same dream?
Okay. I didn't want to tell you, but fine. If you're asking, maybe it's just me sleeping. And you guys, well, if when I wake up you all disappear, sorry about that. I'll meet you in the real world.
Well, I'm sure that we can get over your self-important granulization at another point. But let's just start moving because I don't want to be stuck here.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Walk and talk.
Let's go.
The triangle, man with the triangular shaped head shakes his head and as he passes by. You are seeing right around here. There are so right close to you. There is across the street. There's you see what looks like a subway entrance. A little bit of a ways down to your right, if you're facing toward the inside of the city. If you're facing toward the clock tower, to your right, you're going to see on your side of the street. There is a little ways down. There's what looks like just sort of a wooden little booth that someone has set up, kind of just on the sidewalk in front of one of the garden buildings. That same the eagle farmer has stopped to talk to the people in that booth. And the big guy with a big eagle head and overalls, pulling a cart. You see just sort of across the street, you see all manner of people. I'm not gonna go back into describing huge numbers of people right this second. But you see many different people who look all very different. Some of them look just like regular humans. Others look like other things.
Oh, so did the triangle person seem to see us, or like he could hear what we were saying?
Yeah, he just sort of was like, sort of shaking his head as he moves on.
But he just moved on.
Yeah.
Tamsin will turn to the group and say, I mean, Triangle Guy didn't seem to want to hurt us or anything. Do you think we could chance going up to him? Do you think he can talk?
Right.
She? Triangle?
They?
It? They?
Well,
Yeah,
then-
honestly, good rule of thumb. If you don't know someone's pronouns, just default to they, them. That way you don't accidentally misgender them.
Right.
Yeah, but I was thinking more like if it is a triangle, does it even see itself as a person?
It might not, but it might still have pronouns.
Yeah,
Gender
that's true.
isn't tied to humanity.
Might still have some feelings, but it's not that. So I don't see any point of talking to this something.
I mean, I am worried about all this, and some of these people might be all right. I'm just, like, if we just head counterclockwise, we might make it. Like, I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you. You should do what you need to do.
I'm just worried that maybe it'll take too long because we have no idea where we're going, right?
That's true.
True.
If we pick a direction and go, we'll get there eventually.
Yes,
Yeah.
And then maybe have.
Well, if we see anyone who seems too eager to help us, they're definitely not the people we're supposed to be talking to, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll also be monitoring for skeletons of any kind.
And those hounds.
Mm-hmm.
Those hounds.
I mean, if they were around, I think it would tell us who we didn't want to meet, I guess. Like those hounds didn't seem.
I'm not
All
talking
that
to
fun.
hounds. You could talk to hounds if you want to.
No, to keep away from them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad call.
Yeah. You do see one or two of them off to the left, across the street on the shadow block. Just sort of slither out for a second and slither back as you see coming out from around that side, from around that the other street. The Victorian gentleman's truck pulls out and around, and he's got his bed. The bed of the truck is covered, but pulls out and around and starts heading to the left.
Okay, we stay away from him. Let's just go, and then in an hour, maybe we see if we get any closer, and if we don't, then we're gonna have to expedite. Otherwise, we won't make it before 13 o'clock.
Yeah, sorry. I don't mean to tell you that you can't talk to someone right now. I'm just used to avoiding people for my own safety as I navigate the city. So whatever you feel comfortable doing, if you feel like it'll help us, you should do it.
Considering how dangerous the last just 10 minutes has been already, that seems like a smart idea.
Let's go, guys.
Let's go.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
let's
go.
All right. And which way are you heading?
All right, if we're facing the clock tower, then we would be going down a street that's on the right side of the road. That way we are going counterclockwise.
So not the shadow, but the financial district?
Oh. Well, the financial
Is that
district
the-
is in front of both the Shadow District and the Garden District. From
so we have
where
to
you
go
currently are standing, you're standing in front of the Garden District on the side of the road that on the Garden District side of the road.
Mhm.
from this perspective, the Shadow District is to your left, and other things are to your right. And you would be this side of the road faces toward the clock tower.
So we want to go right.
Yeah, to the right. We need to circle around the right side.
Okay.
And I'm glad, because I don't want to go into that Shadow District. I'll tell you that right now.
You head to the right. You're going to pass by the Eagle Farmer and and that wooden stand. The wooden stand looks like it's some kind of a juice bar. It is currently being manned by a very large carrot, with eyes, and a mouth.
Anyone
there are
thirsty?
little benches in front of it.
I'm good.
I don't trust it. In all honesty, yeah, I don't trust it.
Why not? You don't trust carrot persons? Well,
You saying this in earshot of the carrot person?
Probably.
I mean, I didn't like intend it to be heard, but I was speaking on my normal voice.
So yes,
All right,
you said it right in front of them.
You see,
Oh,
you hear the
oops.
you hear the you hear the carrot person just sort of say what, and the eagle just sort of looks up and said, "Oh, it's fine, for God's sake." Freaking new people.
Look, I'm
doing
not
this all
from
the
around
time.
Here. It could have been like the water from Mexico. You don't drink the water from Mexico unless you're from Mexico.
Well,
Just sort of.
these. I mean,
Sorry.
honestly, one of them saying that it's fine has me thinking that, like, that person might not be the worst to try to talk to.
Okay, fine. We could also sort of make it up for this carrot bartender by buying some juice, I think.
Yeah.
Carrot juice, probably. I don't know.
I mean, just be careful and, like, think about how the things you say will make other people feel, Shade. Just because they don't look the same as you doesn't mean they don't have feelings.
Hey, that's what I was saying. Those are my words. I know. Okay. Okay. I'm saying you look like a very outspoken person. Do you want to go and talk to the guy? You want to meet him?
I'm already at the juice bar.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna walk up with Tamsin behind them. That way they don't get dead.
So you are there are a series of little stools, sort of like bar stools, situated in front of this juice bar. The eagle is at the bar. He's drinking something, but he's just sort of leaning on he's leaning on the edge of the bar. He's standing currently, probably so he can keep watch on his cart. The carrot will look up and just be like, and you can see actually he is he's also his green. I wish I knew what this was called. What is the green handle on a carrot called? The little sort of sprout.
Oh.
The green sprouts that come up from the top.
The carrot top?
Yeah, the top of the carrot. Little green top of the. This carrot's coiffure is very good. It's very elegantly combed back and up, and they are wearing a what looks like a collar with a little sort of bow tie on it, and not really anything much underneath that because there's it's mostly doesn't really matter so much with carrots. But they're trying to be at least slightly elegant. And they lean forward and it's like, yes, is there something you would like?
Hi, I'm Tamsin. What's your name?
I need to, let's see, good names for carrots. Let's see.
Orange.
Yeah, I know, right?
Their name is Topper.
Oh, dear God. Yeah. Actually, no, he just... The carrot will look at you dead in the eye and just says, Brian.
Nice to meet you, Brian. We're kind of new around here, and well, your juice looks really good. I would love to buy one and ask where Necropolis might be.
Ah. Are you quite sure you want to go to the Necropolis?
We're new, like I said, so we kind of just want to see all the sites.
Not really the first place most people should want to go. Well, what would you like? We have, and as you can see, and you look up, you see there are a number of different vegetable flavors. There's tomato juice. There is carrot juice.
Oh,
There are.
I don't think I'll choose carrot juice.
Yeah. There are a few other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably best not to. No, but there are. There's sort of general vegetable juices. A number of different vegetable juices here. There are some fruit juices here also. You recognize all of the fruits and vegetables. It's not that weird right here, right now.
Huh.
Can I
Dude.
get yeah? What do you want?
I was just gonna ask, did all of the juices come from like real fruits and vegetables like you?
Good question.
It is rather impertinent, and he says, that is a little bit impertinent, but I can tell you, but as you're new here, I can just simply tell you that it's not, I do not slaughter members of my own family to produce the juice, no.
No, that's not what I meant. I just meant like, do you like harvest your own juices?
He sort of stops for a second. I feel as though you might be in the wrong district for the kind of thing that I think you might be wanting.
No, I don't want
there's-
anything.
I'm
I'll
sure
just
you
have
can
an apple
probably
juice.
find what you're looking for in the market district, but no, we only harvest unrealized vegetables.
Okay, that's what I was asking. I just wanted to like make sure everything was cool. Sorry.
Oh, we're new. Yeah.
And
what-
the eagle says, "No, really?"
Hey, I got a quick question. What's the deal with the lady over in the Shadow District that apparently wants wants more territory or something?
They look at each other, and the carrot just sort of looks at the eagle, and the eagle is like, just sort of takes off his hat for a second, and is like, and the carrot's like, "You want to take this one?" And, the eagle is just like, and he puts his hat back on. You don't want nothing to do with her, all right? She's bad news.
So what's better, the Shadow District or Necropolis?
I mean, neither one of them's good. I mean, I think we caught a raw deal ending getting dropped in this spot when the major changes last happened. I'm just waiting for it to shift again.
Yeah, looks like a nice place. Could I get some carrot juice, please, by the way?
Of course. And he's going to he's going to pour some carrot juice, and out of a he's got like dispensers essentially.
So like, do you know other ways out of this city then?
And the eagle says, "Well, you just gotta look for doors. You probably see, like you see them doors over there," and he just sort of points, and you see across the street to the financial district. You see one of the buildings. They've got them. There's a building over there that looks like an office building. Has like a corporate office building, has the usual entrance, but then there's also kind of right next to it what looks like or a little bit of a ways down, strangely incongruously placed, there's what looks like this kind of greenly painted door with a with like a grill in it, you think. And again, you're looking across the street, so you'd have to get closer to get full details, but they're a little bit further down from that, there's like a strange kind of incongruous round window, and you see things like this from time to time. There's like on the other side somewhere, there's a door that looks like a white door that belongs in a house. So you do see these from time to time. Periodically, these odd doors that are on buildings that shouldn't be there. And the eagle says, So some of them is gonna lead inside to other places in the Mad City, but some of them is gonna lead to one of the cities, to the city slumber, and don't know which one. It changes, but you just want to get out. You just keep trying doors. You can get out. As long as you get out of here before 13, then you're stuck here for an hour.
Okay.
Only an hour?
Yeah, till 1. Then it syncs back up with the city slumbering.
Oh.
I'll slide up and say, "Do you have any pomegranate juice?" Then I'll ask about
Pomegranate? Yes, actually, I think I do still. You'll pull up a container of pomegranate juice and set it out.
I lean over to Tamsin. I wonder what the human pomegranate looks like.
Maybe we'll meet them.
Those of you, I will say, I've got to mention this. I just realized that as you are you are looking and seeing, there is a sign. This is painted signs that has the different juices on it, right above the bar, and the prices look a little bit weird, because it's like there are 2 prices for each item, and sort of like before the slash, there's a strange symbol for a type of currency you are not familiar with. Looks kind of like a W. And then behind the slash, you'll see things like stray thought, stray feeling, odd sensation, and the pricier items, of which does this juice stand, it doesn't go too high. The prices don't go too high, but some of the higher items you see more. It says that have a higher number. You also see things like a childhood memory, or a vista, an impressive vista, that kind of thing.
So Brian,
Yes.
how do we pay for the juice?
Yes. I'm afraid this is always folks who are new to the economy. So we do accept wax coins. If you have any wax coins, I might be able to make change if you do have. There are enough Americans come here. We can sometimes I can accept Americans currency. Right now it's a little tricky. But also it's so we accept wax coins, but we also accept impressions, feelings, things of that nature, if you want to just trade those directly.
So, like, My question about that is like, if you do want to trade feelings or whatever, does that mean that you're going to take the ability for us to feel those feelings?
Or is it specific? Like
It's usually a little
actual
more
thing
specific
that you'll
than that.
take that we forget?
It does. You no longer will have that bit of yourself, that piece of yourself, but other adjacent. No, that's the entire ability to feel something altogether. That's expensive. We don't, that's that ain't the kind of thing, That's the kind of thing that you wait. That's like giant prize pumpkin money. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah. So you sure I cannot just pay by debit card? You don't accept? Here?
And he just sort of looks at the carrot. Well, do you have any particular feelings of attachment to this debit card?
Well, of course I do. I mean, it pays me for things, so...
Well, if depending upon what it represents, I might be able to... Yes, well, it sounds like it's a major thing for you. I might be able to make change for it.
Make change? What do you mean?
Yes, you would have to give me the card.
Give you the card, yeah, that's right. You have, you have a device, a card reading device somewhere, right?
Oh, no, not at all.
So you just want me to give you this card. And what are you going to do with it?
Oh, it harvests the impressions from it, and it would be representative of that.
Harvest the impressions from this card? Okay, I mean, that sounds pretty cheap. Please, have it. So I'm passing my card.
I mean, they're waiting until it's a juice bar where it's like you pay, it's kind of like you can pay when you're done. Thus far, I believe 3 of you have taken things to drink. I think 3 of you have. If I remember right.
I haven't yet.
Yeah, there was
Me either.
Okay, only 2 of you. Okay, because there was a request for pomegranate juice, and then I think there was a request for the carrot juice. I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Don't you guys want anything? I'm buying.
I'm good, thanks. I think I'm gonna skip it this time around.
This kind of juice is pretty good, though.
I thought I would have the money, but maybe I'll save whatever feelings I have for another. I'd love to try it, though. Can I try some, Tyler?
You can have some of mine if you wish.
Thanks, Cal.
Okay. Let me see.
Ooh.
So. Yeah, I think this stuff I think is going to be just for the most part regular run of the. It tastes pretty good. If you like pomegranate juice, if you like carrot juice, then this tastes very much like what that would be. But then again, they gave you the cheapest stuff. So there are a lot of the same juices listed higher up, but it seems like that the more expensive juices are like with an additional kick of some kind. As you get higher up in the types.
What kind of kicks?
Well,
like
I can imagine.
possible.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ask?
I mean, is it written? If it's not written,
Oh, actually, no. It just says with a kick.
Oh, with a kick. Hey.
Like he kicks you.
Yeah,
They
what's a
kick you
kick?
and you kick.
Oh, that in this case, we're not being literal in this case. No, it is a. He says expect the carrot says expecting the question. Let's see. This one is a touch of numbness. This one is things are sped up a little bit. I believe hyper impressions. This one is feeling of youth and vigor. Things of that nature.
Okay, I remember
That sounds
somebody
useful.
was saying about being on time. Maybe we guys should just speed up a little, so we're surely not lost till it's too late here.
But it only, I mean, Brian just told us we only stay here for an extra hour. It's not like we're here forever if we don't get it by 13 o'clock, right?
Yeah, I mean, he also
it's
just
not-
told us that we don't.
When you say that,
have
the
to
two of
do
them share a
this.
look.
I mean, all right, you guys were very, hyped up about this deal with Necropolis, so hey.
I saw that look.
Well-
What's that look?
Yeah, you notice the look, and the look is like there's an additional thing that perhaps the look is like, oh, do we tell them? I don't know if we should tell them. That type of look.
What's the deal? I say
we
right to
catch
them.
Yeah.
Like I literally just am like, what's that about?
Yeah, the eagle turns. He's like, I don't know why I keep helping these people. All right, look, it's here's the problem. Just so you know, yeah, you can, if you're gonna stay during 13 o'clock, then you just got to make sure you hunker down somewhere. All right, because you're awake. You're probably awake. You got to hunker down somewhere. A lot of people like to go to the market district. Sometimes folks will go into a bar or a restaurant or somewhere with a fair number of people, where you can kind of stay hidden from the folks that come out. You see, that's kind of when it's kind of when a lot of the nightmares are going to come out, and because they know you can't get out, and they're going to start hunting for awake folks. The folks out of District 13 are pretty dogmatic about it. Officer Tox got some clockwork policemen will come out, and they're going to come out and they're making their rounds. You'll see them from time to time as you just go around the city, but they get really shall we say, they get really into it during that hour.
Nightmares.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Does
At
it?
the "you are awake" point, I look at Tyler and be like, "You think this is a dream now?"
He's like,
Well,
yeah, that's where you
I
are.
mean-
That's where you are, son. It's a city where the nightmares live.
I
mean, technically, I'm a nightmare. I guess.
Technically.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
this
just
isn't
usually
that
keep to
bad.
myself, or I try to. he takes another drink of his juice.
Oh.
He has to do it like
I'll
this
turn
because
to
he's an
the
eagle.
eagle. Yeah. Sorry, I don't think I caught your name. Mr. Eagle Man.
I don't think I dropped it. Let me actually see if I don't want to go telling my name to people. Let me see if I ever actually wrote to the Eagle Farmers. He was. Let me see. I used him in the last off-stream campaign. I need to see if I gave him a name.
If he's like considering whether or not to tell us, then I would just also add, you seem like you have some work that maybe needs help with. We would love to, help you out, to say thank you for helping us out, and maybe also some coin.
So the eagle is now kind of would be stroking his chin if he had one. At this point, he's making the same gesture that one generally does when one does that, when one is considering something. Just sort of will. I've got him here and I didn't name him. All right.
Robert.
So he. Give me a second.
If we're going through a theme, mundane names.
Yeah. Well, the carrot is making an effort not is making an effort to try to seem approachable.
Probably gave us their old name.
Entirely
alias.
possible. But let me see. Whoa, they really changed the. They changed these up.
To be honest, I never met a carrot named Brian.
I don't think you've ever met a carrot that can talk, Tyler.
That's two. That's
I mean, it just
Yeah.
sort of depends, right? So he'll So yeah, sure, why not? The eagle says, just sort of kind of as he glances sideways at Brian, looks back up. You can call me Vernon.
Vernon.
Nice to meet you, Vern.
Nice to meet you.
And he says, "You're looking for? You sure? I don't know if you want the kind of work I do. It gets there's a lot of. You can, but I mean, if you want, I might have something for you. We are getting around harvest time.
Mm.
Um,
I don't know, but you ever done any farming, any gardening, anything like that?
Sounds like something I haven't done. I was really just trying to be polite. But
You're thinking, dag nabbit, and he just sort of just throws his hat down, picks it back up. He's like, all right, well, you'd
I
think.
work with a community garden, but
He just
I
sort
don't
of looks
think I'm qualified for a full big farm.
He looks over at Brian. He's like, sooner or later there gotta, this is one of the problems. It's the doors usually show up in cities. We never get that many farmers out here. All right. He says, yeah, no, I mean, yeah. He says, well, yeah, there's work. If you want work, but that's up to you. That's up to you, folks. I don't. If folks come around looking for you, I do not harbor fugitives.
We're law-abiding citizens.
absolutely. Okay, just in case, what would be the quickest way to get to Necropolis?
He just sort of points further down the street. All right, you just head down a few blocks, and you'll run right into it.
Okay.
Big walled thing. The district's got big old stone walls around it.
Got it. Thanks, buddy.
He sort of shakes his head.
Thanks.
So, the eagle will say, if any of y'all are serious about looking for work, I do have a. Basically, you just gotta come around to the Airy. It's just a few blocks down in here, and this time he's pointing into the Garden District. And there are streets that go into each of these, but anyway, he says you just head a few blocks down and you'll see it. It's up high, and you're one of them higher buildings. Just a couple of you got a couple of towers that I go back and forth between, and that's where we do our planting.
Well, thank you. We'll definitely come by when we have some time. Just need to, finish what we have to do now.
If you're going to the Necropolis, I ain't holding my breath. But thanks for the sentiment. And he will finish up his drink. He will slap down a coin. Slap down a coin, which the carrot will dutifully take. You are briefly able to see the coin. It's got the head of it's sort of like a dull white in color, and it has the head of a person. Looks like a human person, but he's wearing a kind of a crown that looks like the top of a candle that is lit. Carrot takes the coin, and then we'll look at the rest of you and say, and it just sort of looks down at your card, at your debit card, and he's like, "All right, are the rest of you ready to settle up?"
Okay, guys. Are you sure you want to pass by on this accelerating drink with a kick? I'm paying.
I'm good.
Well, not gonna drink alone. I'm good.
I'm fine with what I have, and I can pay for myself, but thanks for the offer.
So, you have offered your debit card. So tell me, Tyler, what does your debit card mean to you?
Just ability to pay for things and not even think about it.
Okay. So, when he picks up the card, when he takes this card from you, that feeling that you don't have to worry about your purchases, if you don't have to think about your purchases, goes away. He will then produce a handful of... He says, "All right, let me just get your carrot. All right, let me just get your change. Do you want coin or impressions?"
Impressions, please.
All right. And, all right, let me see here. And he starts rooting through a box.
You gave up your financial security for a juice box.
And more
What?
impressions.
and
a few more.
impressions.
What do you guys mean?
Should have gotten coin.
So, let's see. So he's going to give you a couple of things. That as he's going to set some things down. And let's see. So the items that represent this. There is there's a small magnifying glass. He's giving you a choice from 3 items. There's a small magnifying glass. There is there's what looks like a oh my god, a key fob, with a button on it, and And then there is, let me see, there's a mask. Actually, no, actually I'm not going to do that one. Sorry. I'm, I am pre-Xing a thing that I was about to say, that I was about to do. I'm not going to do that one. Let's see. Yes, that one's better. There's a little earbud. That's the third thing you're choosing for. Forget the mask. So you have a
Lost so many single earbuds. Come on.
yeah. So there's a single earbud. There's a key fob, and there's a magnifying glass. Those are your choices of things you can pick.
Okay, what is it? I mean, does it mean anything, any of those things? How do I choose?
I think that earbud used to be mine. Can you grab it?
Oh my god.
Is it? Okay, fine. I'm taking the earbud. Just
I was joking. You don't have to do
Well,
that.
when you pick up the earbud, the other he'll start clearing away the other items.
I put it to the ear, like kind of like
You are
trying to check if it's on or not.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah, there's a button you can turn it on, and picking up signals that you're starting to get. And at first, it's like okay, and it's like it's like the first thing you hear. You're listening to Tower Radio. In just a moment, we'll be playing some of the greatest hits from Maxfield Stanton, and then as you're sort of move, you're just sort of playing with it. There's like it feels like you realize there's like a tiny little dial of some kind on this that you sort of bump with your finger, and it's like you're starting to get a flood of impressions as you're tuning it from around you. It's like as you are just kind of looking at things. It's like, depending on what you're tuning into, and you're sort of, it's like you feel as though that car's about to hit a pothole because you spot the pothole and you realize, it's like sort of impression that that's about to happen. There's like you look over, there's a street sign, you're thinking like that's got about another year and 5 days before it comes off its hinges and hits somebody.
I think that headphone used to be mine. Can I grab that from you?
You're getting strange kind of impressions of like, depending on how you tune it, and it's hard to tune properly. But the impressions you get, it's like you're perceiving. You can either get radio, or you can get impressions of. It's this weird sort of entropic dark future thing. Or a very specific narrow band, a specific thing or individual. It's hard to control and actually pinpoint. But it's kind of like it's keyed into, and you feel it because you feel it's like there's this sense of this inevitability that you get from it. That it's like any object or thing, any area that you tune in on has a potential terrible impending doom.
Sounds right.
Okay. Yeah.
That you can now become aware of.
Okay, I just experiment. I'm trying to tune it on the cap of carrot juice that I almost finished.
Okay. So
Put it.
I'm not going to make you roll for this, but I'll sort of give you, as you sort of are tuning this around, what you're going to realize is that yes, this cup of carrot juice is headed for oblivion very shortly. It will digest, and there will be
An expulsion.
basically it'll eventually come out, but the cup itself, you think, is probably going to is biodegradable, so it's going to rejoin the earth in time, probably, and what you're getting, and I'm going to tell it, just sort of say, sort of out of character, is that this is a kind of enhancement on your madness talent. Essentially, because of you feel things being drawn into a terrible, dark void. This is an adaptation of that you now have kind of this additional octave you can potentially make use of.
And my life just got brighter. Just a tune. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for this weird thing. Guys, should we move on? We have some things to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that enough for both Cal's drink and Tyler's?
Oh yes, most assuredly. It's should be just
That's
fine.
good. It was great meeting you.
Yes, quite. Do come back anytime.
Yeah.
Of course.
Goodbye.
Have a good one.
As
Walk away.
Yeah, as we walk away, I have something I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if I could turn invisible as we were walking away and then try to steal some money.
Okay. Yes, you certainly can.
Hey.
So we'll go ahead and set that up. Let's see.
I feel like we need money in this world.
So the Eagle Gardener was heading away at this point, so he probably won't be of concern here. So let me assign a pain rating to Brian, the giant carrot.
Can I help?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so
mechanically, you're just gonna roll your discipline dice, and you can and you basically that. But keep in mind, the way helping works. I think we did helping last time. The way helping works, you might not have. The results of whatever dominates in the roll also will affect you. Is basically how that comes down.
That's fair.
Well, as we walk away, I'm just gonna hook my arms with Katrina and just say, "Hey, so I really think we need some money so we don't stick out like a sore thumb and attract more attention. I'm gonna do this. What do you think?"
I think that's a really good idea, and I'll try to keep them distracted.
Sounds good.
Good luck,
Let's hope
guys.
this works.
So I'll just walk back up to it. Oh yeah. By the way, what was it that you were like? What is the whole deal? What if someone promised us a way out if we did a thing for them? Like, do you think it would just be smarter to leave without doing it, especially considering it's Shadow Lady over there?
Brian's like become a confidant. Like we're just telling him everything now.
Yeah.
Brian's going to be like, oh my goodness. Well, if you've made a compact, an actual compact of some kind with the Shadow Crown, then she won't be happy about it if you break it. Did you take anything from her? Did you let her? Did she offer you anything? Any physical items that you took from her, or did you eat or drink anything she offered you? That kind of thing.
No, I actually didn't run into her at all. She talked in my head, and then she said if we find a thing for her, she can get us out before the clock strikes 13.
I see. Well, she's certainly capable of it. The thing is that, yes, she might not be too happy about it. You don't have a binding contract with her, though, it sounds like. So it seems like you're probably... there won't be any immediate effects if you slough her off or attempt to, but she probably will send someone after you at some point if she's not too happy with what happened.
Interesting. Now, what do you think would happen if I were to pit different factions against each other in this world?
Well, it's par for the course. That happens all the time. It's how this place operates.
Okay.
It's you'd be entering into a game that's several degrees above my pay grade. I can tell you that. All the big players do that with each other.
Right on.
Okay. So what do I roll to get invisible?
So I'm going to be rolling. Yeah, I'm going to be rolling because Brian is distracted, and because you were just customers of his, so he doesn't suspect. I'm just going to roll 2 pain dice. For your madness talent to go off here, you just want to. Can I assume that you want to? It's a sliding question of how undetectable you want to be. If you want a standard sort of, I am invisible and no one can see me. Then it's probably going to be 3 or 4, depending on, if you want to be even more undetectable, as in like you're less likely to be heard, that kind of thing. Also, it would probably be more like 4. If you just want to just you turn invisible and that's it, I'm just going to require at least 3 madness dice.
I think just regular, because I would assume that because Katrina is helping me, it won't be as obvious.
All right, so at least 3. You can roll up to 6 if you wish, but it's entirely up to you. And so then also, and Katrina will just be rolling her 3 discipline dice.
So I need
Not
to
bad.
think of these macros again.
So all you got to do
extra madness?
when you open your character sheet, is there's a little die. So what you have is you've got your discipline, which should be set to 3. Your permanent exhaustion, whatever that is, you'll be automatically rolling that. You can increase your exhaustion before you roll if you wish, by 1. And you shouldn't have any permanent madness yet, but you just when you've got the numbers where you want them, then you hit the die symbol underneath it, and it'll ask you how many madness you want to roll. And then you're going to want to put in a number between 3 and from 3 to 6.
Okay, I'll do 4 just to make sure nothing happens.
I rolled 2 1s and a 3.
Okay, so you've got 3 successes already going toward this. The discipline roll, by the way, that Katrina is making is not contributing toward what dominates, but it does contribute successes. Okay, so we've got already 3 successes plus another one, so 4 successes, which means you're probably going to be successful because I can't roll more than 2 successes on 2 dice. But let me see. Let me go ahead and roll my pain dice. Okay, I got a 4 and a 6. So you are going to be very successful here. I have a 4 and a 6. You've got a 5 and a 6 on madness. And you've got 2 6s on discipline. So discipline is dominating as you're doing this. So that means you're able to do this very effectively. And also, because discipline is dominating, you get to either remove a checked off response, or you get to go down 1 exhaustion if you wish.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna uncheck my fight.
Okay.
One. Nice.
And so, yeah, you're basically going to be able to sneak into the booth. I'm kind of behind. It's not terribly secure. There's like a little door in the back. And if you want, you can grab his cash box. But
I don't want to take it all.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take like 2 pocketfuls.
Okay, just takes. All you have to do is like if you have like a pocket knife or anything, you can get this cash box open. It doesn't really take much. It's not terribly well secured.
Grab some of the items that he had.
I will say the items are up on a slightly higher shelf.
I thought it would be harder.
Now, you did really well. So if you want, you can grab the items, but they are much more likely to be noticed if they're gone.
Can I grab some juice?
The juice, unfortunately, is further up front. So like, if you want to, there's some larger containers back here, so you can grab one of those if you like. You want to like siphon off some or something.
Depends on how much of a success.
Depends on how much time you want to take. You got 4 successes and I got none. So I mean, you can pretty much you can grab anything you want out of here, really. But I'm not saying there will not be consequences if you take something he's gonna notice is gonna go missing.
Oh, this was like gonna be a quick little grab and snap. So
like how much do you want the garden district pissed off at you? I think is the question.
Not much. I liked it. So I just wanted to have something, you know. So yeah. I'm just gonna grab the 2 as much coin as I can get. Right. And then maybe just take a sip of whatever is there.
Sure.
Like whatever juice.
Okay.
Like the special juices.
Backwash that juice.
So the coins in these boxes. Again, there's these white coins with a picture of a
candlehead.
A candle-headed individual on them. There are different. They have denominations of like 1, 5, 10, that kind of thing. So I guess it's if you grab a couple handfuls. The most common are going to be 1s. So you're probably going to get. How many wax dollars shall you get? He's not incredibly rich. So I'm going to ask you to roll on here for me. Yeah. We're going to roll a d20 and we're going to add 20 to whatever your total is.
Okay.
So you're going to get about
30 coin.
30 in whatever this coin is.
30 wax
strips of gold pressed latinum.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
But
but I guess that the juices aren't like labeled or anything. Like
30
Brian knows
in
which
wax
one
coin.
is which.
Brian does know which one is which, and does not label them because they're different. They can be different every day. However, you do note there's a separation between, probably you're guessing more common juices and less common juices. So I guess the question is, are you gravitating toward a more common juice or a less common juice?
I wanted to try one with the kicks.
All right.
You should get dragon fruit. That's a less common juice.
Let's see. Hang on, I have to shuffle this deck of cards real quick.
Ooh. Give me a good kick.
Yeah. Or star fruit. Star fruit juice would be weird. What other weird fruits can you do to make juices?
Oh my god. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right.
What is
I
that
think
reaction?
I think you may have messed yourself up bad.
Looks like
Oh,
it's gonna be fun.
Either you
Okay,
just
here we
became
go.
Psychedelic
super
juice.
OP or you're dead.
Yeah. Instant death.
There
juice.
is no immediate. You don't feel anything immediately. This is like an interesting, but the way that it tastes, this is kind of almost pre-mixed smoothie type deal. And
I want some.
it's kind of like someone, yeah. It's like blueberry and like blueberry kiwi. With maybe it's like some kind. But it's a little sweeter than that, and you get this sort of rush for a second, and you don't. There's nothing immediate, but it tastes pretty good, and I think it's going to be something you're going to notice, this feeling that's going to increase over the next half an hour to an hour, is you're going to notice around your back, on your back's going to be itching a little bit, up where your shoulder blades are.
Cool. But until then,
And
we'll
so
just keep on
you
walking.
start. It starts in itching after you get out of the booth. This little itching is happening around your back, and you're not sure what it is.
So I run away from the booth, and then I catch up to everyone, kind of try to call Katrina. You're muted.
Katrina is muted.
Thanks a lot for the extra information.
Yeah, certainly, yes. Yes. Hopefully, yes. Like I said, it is rather a lot for newcomers. If you are going to the Necropolis, do be very careful. Everyone in there is dead, you know.
Well, yeah. What should I be wary of? Everything?
It changes. They all have different. I mean, they're people, but most of them. You have to mostly. The thing you have to worry about, the ones you can't talk to, are there are some of the zombies you can't talk to.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks.
They might just come for you, and then others will depend on how they are feeling.
Right on. I appreciate that. Have a good one. And I make my way back over to the group.
Yeah. So we're walking. Hey guys! Look how much I got! And yeah, I show them all the coins.
Yeah, 30
sick.
wax coins.
Oh, wow.
Right.
But like all in ones and fives.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
splitting that as co-grifters?
Of course. No, this is a group pot. So whatever we need to buy, we'll just all. Yeah.
I
also
wouldn't
they're
want
not-
anyone giving up their memories for anything, you know.
Well, we can still pretend to be law-abiding citizens until we're caught.
As long as you don't
Okay.
get caught.
Yeah, maybe we should, leave this place.
Yeah,
Do
but
this carrot guy noticed.
no, we're out of sight now. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Just
we're
so
walking.
Just in case we're whispering.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying at this
So-
point we're walking away. All right, so like this whole thing had me questioning whether or not we should do any of this, but like apparently just because like dude said that we can literally just find a way out. But then when I was talking to him just now, he also said something about like, if we don't do this for her, she might, hunt us down and kill us. So I think it might be best to just go with the original plan.
Well, by us, you probably mean you. But I'm good with the plan. It sounds like fun.
Yeah,
I do
don't
mean
wanna
me,
die.
but
I might not want to die, but I don't want my friends to die more. If you think of us as friends, I don't know.
Oh, Cal. I'll like put my arm around and just, yeah. I think we'll just do it. It'll be fun, like Katrina said.
I
Sure.
mean, yeah. Trauma bonding's the best kind anyway, right?
Cal just whispers under their breath that they just whisper under the breath, I didn't mean to call them friends.
I mean, I guess I didn't hear it. I would. Oh, guys, I tried some of the juice with the kick, but now my back is really itchy. Can you see if there's anything going on with it? And
Yeah,
she'll
I
just kind of
gotcha.
like
I
pull down her
look
shirt.
behind their shirt.
Basically, sort of out on the city. Yeah, no one's really going to care. As you are, as again, there's still, people milling back and forth. You look behind. Yeah, well, so, like, her shoulder blades look a tiny bit pointy.
Are your bones always this sharp?
Not sharper than usual, but I can feel something irritating me now.
Yeah.
So
It's like lumps, little lumps, or something. It's, yeah. Little pointy lumps back there.
I'm
Are
sure it's.
you okay?
I mean, it's just itchy. Nothing else is different, right? Maybe it'll go away. Maybe I'm allergic.
That's probably that.
It might be an allergy thing. If you need me to take a look at it later, if it gets any worse, just let me know.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. To Necropolis then, I guess.
Yeah, let's go, guys. Time is money.
You keep,
Time is money.
you keep going. You pass many more buildings. You go a few blocks as things continue to progress in this fashion.
Oh, as we walk, Tamsin asks, "Do you think we need like weapons or anything? Zombies are they're gonna come after us, and
they did mention zombies,
right?
Zombies.
I don't want to get eaten by a zombie.
I mean, for a little bit, we could use your shoulders to stab them. Because mentioned that the shoulders are pointy.
All right.
I don't think I can hit them with my shoulders, Cal. But
well, hold on. Is it
are there
possible?
Like pieces?
Is it possible for me to make a roll using my madness dice to feel the energies around me and try to find anything useful that is not currently under anyone's control?
So, are you looking for something that gives off energy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am. That's like the wheelhouse of my power.
All right. And so, are you just sort of trying to do a broad thing as you're looking for something that gives off a significant amount of energy?
Yeah, I'm honestly just like, I think I'm just like looking around on our way to see if I can find any like weapons or anything, and
Right.
the power clicks on based off of like just me trying to find stuff rather than it being an intentional thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're trying to figure out, and you're sort of gearing as maybe you can find a weapon of some kind, ideally. So yeah, go ahead and well, no, don't go ahead yet. Hang on, I gotta assign a pain rating. Let's say this will be let me see. Considering where you are, let's see. This area is not going to be bristling with energy weapons that give off energy of some kind, but you never know. It's entirely it's entirely possible. So yeah, go ahead and so this is going to be a pain. I'm going to give this a pain of since it's not immediately obvious, I'm going to give this a pain of 4. And this is you're using your madness talent to try to divine the energies to try to track down the energies associated with a weapon. Then I think it'll depend on how finely tuned you want it to be to an extent.
I think I'm just gonna go with 4 madness dice, even though I feel like that would be a lower power, like a 1 to 2 dice madness roll to just be able to feel the energies. I'm gonna go 4 just because I feel like
4 would be a good number if you want to find, like, if you're trying to get specific, in other words.
Like Excalibur.
Well, not that specific.
Nothing that good.
Yeah, you want something that specific, I'd have called for 6. But something where you're starting to get a little more specific, then 4 is a good point to start from.
All right, so 3 discipline, 2 exhaustion, 4 madness. So 9 dice being rolled.
And as Katrina's doing this, I'm just grabbing like a stick, like a really pointy stick. Like,
there are pointy sticks. There are plenty of pointy sticks. There are gardeners here. There's some open gardens and stuff. So,
just getting a group, like a bunch of them.
If you would like to find a farm implement, those are probably going to be pretty easy to find around here.
Ooh, like a rake or something.
Yeah, you can probably find a rake.
1s, 2s, and 3s are successes.
That is correct.
All right, so I got 4 successes on that.
Excellent. I don't have any. So you got 4 successes. I got 2 successes. So you're going to find something. Let me ask then, as we are looking through here, can you tell me, do you have any 6s in any of your die pools?
I have a 6 in discipline, and everything else is 4, 3, and 2.
You have a 6 in discipline. Everything else is 4, 3, and 2. Got it.
Though I will say, all 4 of my madness dice came up with 4s.
They did. Okay. What are your other dice that you have in the discipline pool right now?
3 and 3.
3 and 3. All right. What's in your exhaustion pool right now?
A 3 and a 2.
Okay.
Like, it's literally just my exhaustion and discipline that made it.
I'm gonna spend a coin of despair to add a 6 to your madness pool. And so madness is going to dominate. Actually, wait a minute. There are no 6s in play right now. Oh no, there's a discipline die in play.
There is a discipline
die in play. Yeah, no, that's right. That's why I'm doing this. Because if I were to add it to your exhaustion pool, your discipline would still beat it. But if you have higher dice in your madness pool, so that will make madness dominate. So you're going to check off a response as part of this, and.
Oh no, that's 2 out of 3 responses checked.
across the street, there is a post office. And this is me trying to be kind of weirding weird here. Oh no, this is how this will work. You will witness, you'll see there. It's got some big open windows that you can see, right? It is because across the street is the sort of a very modern-looking financial district. So it's part of a bigger building, but you can see into it that as you're sort of looking, the person there's someone in there who's been stamping things with this what looks like a kind of an odd electronic stamper. It is this very large device that's kind of like you have to it's got a handle on it, and it's like a handle on the back of a cylinder, and he's been doing stuff with, and he sets it aside, and he's going, he looks at his watch, sets it aside, and goes into the back, and it's just sitting there on the desk.
Yeah, I'll run in and grab that real quick.
Okay.
Hey, wait here for a second, everybody.
Sure.
So
Let's get some sticks.
Sure, let's commit another.
can we get some
crime
sticks
today.
real quick?
Get some sticks. No.
There are as you're passing by places, you can each, if you want, you can snag like a hoe or a rake or a shovel or something like that if you so desire.
A shovel.
From
Who
poor
knows?
unsuspecting farmers.
Who knows
Poor
if you'll
unsuspecting
have to
farmers.
dig anything in that
I'd
district.
probably snag a hoe.
I've snagged a few hoes in my day. Sorry.
You that no, it's for
Amidst the tension
Good night,
of
folks.
heisting
Yeah.
an E-stamp.
So yes, no, you got this. So this thing, this is an electronic device, but it's also, when you see sort of the envelopes and stuff, boxes that this guy was stamping, it's it's one of those weird things where it's like, this seems to be able to deliver, as you sort of feel this energy, and the type of energy you're feeling bleeding off of it is kind of like an energy of pain and loss, because he's been stamping eviction notices.
Oh,
And
interesting.
this is an evictor stamp, basically.
All right.
That
Well, I'd be happy to take away a weapon that a slummy lord uses on, people. That'd be great. I'll take that from him gladly. Yes.
so you have your eviction stamp that essentially is this and I mean it's basically when I say a stamping eviction notices, it's been stamping the word eviction notice on envelopes more than anything else. But that's the thing, it carries with it, this is the Mad City, it carries with it those impressions, and it actually will kind of generate pain with people, and loss, a sense of eviction, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a thing meant to harm people. This stamp. So you come back to see that Cal and Tyler and Tamsin apparently have joined the Amateur Gardener Society, as they're now all carrying appropriate accoutrements for such things.
I got the shovel.
Mm-hmm. Got the giant rake. And if anyone asks, we work for Vern. Simple.
Great idea.
Oh, poor Vern. And as you make your way and you come back, you see Katrina is carrying this big thing. This
What is that?
looks like a
What?
It's a weapon. I found it.
It's a weapon.
That's
Yeah,
so cool.
it's not a typical weapon. Like, it's like a weird timestamp thing that it looks like it was being used to evict people out of their homes. So I'm not, like first off, let's just say fuck landlords in general before we do anything else. Just in general, fuck landlords.
Yeah, I hate my landlord.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
Well, I found this. A landlord, I'm guessing, owned this and used it to create suffering in the world. And I'm hoping I can channel that suffering against things that want to cause us harm.
Do you have to just stamp a zombie with this thing? Or what?
I'm not quite sure how it works. I should probably
Well,
fiddle with it a little bit.
Okay, well, in this case, you go first.
Yep.
and you will see as you are approaching the corner that across the street from you, you have come to the edge of the financial district and the garden district. So there's a big intersection. You see there's a fair amount of traffic on this intersection. It's not huge, but you see that it's a fairly wide intersection here. And so across the street on your left, there's another large block that's large, kind of like the financial district is. You can look in, you can also, you lean over, you can see through to the clock tower. But you see this very large, you see even more big buildings in the next district that's across from the financial district. Some of them are big and blocky, but a lot of them look sort of 20s, 30s style. And then there's like a thing that's like as you see further into the district, there's like a big kind of like a factory-looking place, and above it there, or this weird sort of office/factory place, and above it there's a big billboard that has a large T on it. And you see a sign for that district that says District 13, with 13 in Roman numerals. It's this big iron sign that is out kind of on the side post. Directly across from you, and by the way, also there is at the center of the intersection there's a policeman. You see, looks like maybe more sort of 80s 90s in dress aesthetic, directing traffic at the center. And you see as he turns, he has a key in his back. It's slowly turning. Across the street from you directly, you see this big, crumbling, gray stone wall that comes to a corner. And you can see parts of it are out. You see off further to the right, you get the more the wall is crumbling. Looks very old. And there is a stone marker on the corner there that you can see from here. It's pretty big. That has... It's just sort of, actually, yeah, it'll be in the side of the stone wall, actually. It's not even on the corner. It's on the side of the stone wall. It has spelled out the words Necropolis. And I think if folks are good with it, that's where we're going to go ahead and take a break.
Cool.
All right, folks.
We made it to the Necropolis.
Yay, we're here after 20 minutes of talking to a guy about shit.
After some
See?
time,
We could've
yeah.
just- yeah.
You can see that...
I think it was good.
You actually see it's getting pretty close to 11. But the Necropolis is there before you. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. I've got an interview queued up, and we will be back afterwards. We will see you soon.
Awesome.
Welcome to the break. I am here once again with James Introcaso, writer and game designer. Greetings, sir. Greetings.
Greetings. Good to see you, Jim. Good to see you.
Good to see you. And you are the creator of Burn Bright, which is a system that is out primarily for folks using Roll20. And I was wondering if you could talk to us about it a bit. Tell us a little bit about Burn Bright, if you would.
Sure, yeah. So Burn Bright, which Roll20 published, right? So they are the publisher and owner, and that's why it's available exclusively on their platform, is a science fantasy RPG that they asked me, along with several other people, Cat Cool, Darcy Ross, and Jim McClure, to create for them. It uses a lot of the bells and whistles of Roll20, but you can actually play it at a table. You still need Roll20 to access the rules, but you could do everything else analog if you wanted to. It takes place in the Olaxis galaxy, which very well may be the last galaxy in existence, because there is this phenomenon that surrounds the galaxy on all sides called the burn. It's like this orange aurora, kind of northern lightsy looking thing that slowly closes in on all sides, and as it touches and overtakes planets, space stations, people, everything it touches disappears, never seen or heard from again. And so that creates a lot of problems, resource shortages, refugee crises, lots of people and places suddenly disappearing, greedy corporations profiting, all of that kind of stuff. And the players take on the role of heroes, right? A lot of times in these post-apocalyptic stories, we see people say like, well, what will this do to us? Will this turn us into monsters? And Burn Bright says, you are people who say, no, the end of all things is not a reason to be a bad person. We are still going to do good because it is the right thing to do. And we're going to help people, and, we're going to explore and have fun and maybe make some money along the way, even though it's all coming crashing down. And that's not to say that like everybody's happy, lucky unicorn, people get mad, people get upset. There's emotional moments for sure. But so that's the idea. There are no humans in Burn Bright. Everyone is an alien species that is super powered because of their anatomy and physiology. So there are all sorts of species. We don't have time to get into all 8 of them, but I will shout out 2 of my favorites. One is the Peacecraft. You play a larger individual, like you use like a large sized token, a 2x2 token in Roll20, and you are a mech that can pilot itself, but also your friends can like hop in and combine with you, and you can get all of these features whenever you're being piloted by a friend and working together with them. And there is also the Rornan, which is when you play a Rornan, you play a swarm of telepathic bugs that share one hive mind, right? And so that's really fun because you're moving around and you're telepathic. You might have some telekinesis, that kind of thing, and you can flatten yourself to move through doorways or build yourself into a rope that your companions could climb up. All kinds of things like that. So that's the basic overview. Mechanically, it uses a system that we created from the ground up. And that has been really fun and rewarding to see people play that as well, because the system itself is something new to RPGs that we really, really have enjoyed.
Let's talk a little bit about the system. What are some of the basics for it?
Sure, yeah. So Roll20, you have a skill-based character like you would in like Fate, right? You don't have big attributes like D&D. You have 18 different skills, 6 mental, 6 physical, and 6 social, and each one has a different die size associated with it. D4, D6, D8, D10, D12. The fewer sides your die has, the worse you are with that skill. So if you have a D12, you're really great with a skill. If you have a D4, you're not so good with it. And then every task that you go to complete with a skill, right? A task where failure would make things more interesting. You roll your skill die a number of times equal to the task's complexity. So complexity 2 task is pretty simple. A complexity 4 task is hard. And they go all the way up to complexity 7, right? You roll your dice, and if you have doubles, right? If you have match numbers, then you fail. Otherwise, you succeed, because Burn Bright assumes you're a competent hero. Like we see in many science fantasy stories like Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy, right? These people who can take on whole armies at once, even though there's only a couple of them. So it's that idea. And whenever you fail in Burn Bright, you don't just fail, you make things worse. And so you come up with story consequences with the DM. There's also a big table of 100 consequences you can roll on if you or your your GM doesn't have an idea about what you want to do. You can roll on that and check out the consequences for failure and make something fun happen. It's a great game because people love to fail in it too, which was one of our design goals. Like, make failure something exciting that people are like, oh, what's gonna happen, right? And so we did that with it, and that's fun. So yeah, those are the very basics of the core rules.
I feel like it's one of the best things that could possibly have happened to RPG mechanics within the last 20 years or so, to actually have a push to make failure interesting.
Yes, right? Because you're still playing a game when you fail, and so you still want it to be exciting, and even, dare I say, fun, if you can get there, right? It when you're playing a board game and you fail, that's different because it's competitive, right? But for this, so many RPGs don't have a competitive bent. Some do. So it's good to be able to say, like, how can we embrace this so it's not just like, well, sorry, nothing happens, and that's boring. And it also increases the tension. There's good reasons in Burn Bright for having failure have a consequence and a cost associated with it, because we want people to feel like they're gambling when they make skill rolls in combat, and so that's a big part of it.
Nice. Well, if you can let us know a little bit, if we can delve into a little bit of the history here, what kind of led you to Burn Bright? How did you sort it out?
That's a great question. So when I was working with Roll20 at the time, I had created an adventure that's available for free. It's like a D&D starter adventure. It teaches you how to use D&D and how to use Roll20. They commissioned me to make it. It's called the Master's Vault. You can download it for free from Roll20 and check it out. And so at the time when we were working on it, I said to them, hey, this is cool, you all creating your own content, right? You have this platform where you sell Wizards of the Coast products and Paizo products and Chaosium and all this other stuff. Have you ever thought about doing it yourself? Kind of like Netflix, right? Used to have other people's stuff. Now they have other people's stuff and their own stuff. And they said, funny you bring that up. We do want to do that. And we want to create an original role-playing game. We're thinking sci-fi. Are you interested in putting together a team to work on it? And I was like, holy, yes, absolutely. And so I got together with the team, and we said, like, okay, we formed our team. What do we like? What don't we like? And we started to talk about exploration and how, like, in science fantasy, and we did fantasy because none of us are scientists. Well, actually, that's not true. Darcy Ross is a scientist.
That is true. Very
yes,
true.
but none of us are astrophysicists. And so we wanted to be able to do things without having to science them. So we were like, hey, if we magic them, it's easier to explain for us. So that was the idea behind science fantasy. And then similarly, the idea for the Burn came from sci fantasy and sci-fi are so mind-blowing in their expansiveness, and you can go to all these different planets, and you can we wanted to be able to keep the universe contained, so we didn't over design it, and that's where the idea from the Burn came from our laziness, basically. But it's really the driving force of the whole setting now, and so I'm really, really glad we came up with it. And I should mention that Bright is spelled Bryte, because it's that's the term for an age in the game, right? So there's like the Age of War is called the War Bright, and the Age of Exploration is called the Exploration Bright, and so you're in the Burn Bright because it's the age of the Burn.
Awesome. Well, I got to squeeze in one more question, setting related, or even just creative process related, because I'm just too curious here. What brought you to decide no humans for this setting?
That's a great question. So that is something that Kat and Darcy and Jim really pushed for at the beginning. And the reason behind that, which I really love and agree with, is that if you have humans, right, every other species or ancestry in your setting kind of becomes a monolith in that they're compared to humans, right? So like we often think of elves as like they're like humans, but they live in the woods and they're graceful and they don't have as many they don't have as much diversity within them as humans do. And they wanted that diversity of personalities and cultures and things like that in every species. So that's what we did. In Burn Bright, every species has a home world and like a home culture that we talk about in depth, but we also say that like, but you don't have to, you don't have to have this culture. You could have grown up here or here or here, and we give you the tools to build your own as well.
Thank you so much for doing that, by the way, because that is something that is sorely needed in RPGs. I think, and just in fiction in general, really, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. And I got to give credit to the three other members of the team, because that was really, they were the push for that. But I am a true believer in that, and like I'm so glad we did it that way. And it's also the way the game works out, right, is that like so much of what your character can do is dependent on their what we would think of as humans alien anatomy, that I'm not sure what I would really do for humans. You know what I mean? It would be like, hey, you're a human, so you're kind of good at everything, and that always feels bland in an RPG as well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, so folks looking for this, they should go on Roll20 and do a search for Burn Bright. Is that what we're looking at?
So it's available in the Roll20 marketplace. You can also go to burnbright.com. Roll20 built a special page for it where you can learn more there.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for talking to us. I really appreciate it. If anyone wants to find you online, where should they go?
So you can follow me on Twitter at James Introcasso and over at worldbuilderblog.com.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to throw things back to myself now, and we will catch you later.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
we have returned, and we are back in the Mad City. We are across the street from a Necropolis, and also just, diagonally across the street from District 13, for those of you who are fans of the Mad City. There is a clockwork policeman directing traffic, and there are cars going by of all manner of different eras. What would you like to do?
Figure out how to use this stamp thing.
Okay.
Oh,
How would you like to test it?
not out in the open. Not out in the open.
Fine, I won't do it in the
I mean-
open.
Yeah, they're like different gardening sheds, things like that you can duck into if you want.
Hey, do y'all mind if we step out of the street for a second so I can try to figure out how this thing works before we go in there?
Okay.
Don't you just want to trial through testing?
I would rather know how to use something. That way I can use it when we need to, rather than, having
Makes sense.
bad stuff happen.
Okay.
So we duck into one of the little.
Yeah, there's like an alley that behind a store that's on the corner. That sells, it's a seed store that also sells sun lamps and things like that. And you can duck into the alley and find there are like a bunch of gardens out here, so you can if you want, you can go behind a fence or into and there are like some sheds and what have you if you want to go into a shed, that kind of thing.
Yeah, all right. Let's just go into a shed
Okay.
that doesn't have anyone in it, and then
That
I'm
is
gonna
not-
sit.
Not too hard.
Then I'm going to sit and just mess with it until I figure out how to use it.
Okay. Can I assume that you are careful not to point it at anybody?
Oh yeah, gun safety is super important.
Okay.
I wouldn't aim a weapon at anyone.
I'll wait outside. Just check that nobody comes nearby.
There are some sacks of feed in here. If you want to test it on those. There are some cans of there are a few cans of preserves or what have you that are also in here. If you want to use those as targets, just sort of depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, I suppose I will do the bags of feed as a target, just because
Okay.
I don't know what the deal with this thing is.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for this because bags of feed are very slow and do not move very well. So you determine that you have to be fairly close to it for the stamp to take effect. But there are a few times, you sort of, as you're sort of also kind of sensing out what's happening as there are energies going through here. You feel as though when you stamp a bag of feed that it's now debilitated, as though the feed inside has become hollow and not nutritious. And then there are some points, if you hit it really well, where the bag just empties as all of the feed is evicted from the bag.
Interesting. Huh. This thing's gonna be useful. Thanks for letting me check that out. I'm going to just hook it, toss it into my backpack or something. I don't know.
Yeah. What you're feeling
Somewhere
is
easy to grab it.
It's kind of like, depending on sort of how it's sort of like life force comes out of it, that kind of thing. Yeah, you stow it away. This is a very close range weapon, but is essentially when you are using it against something.
I'm gonna evict its
Basically,
bones.
You can evict its bones. It's this weapon is something that also will be used. Will use madness to function. Basically, so I may call for a certain number of madness dice depending on how big an effect you want to get out of it.
Yeah.
It is also again something kind of in tune with you're using it kind of in harmony with your energy power, so you can kind of see where things are going.
Cool.
So that is basically how I do. For anyone who's been watching and is picking up on this, this is how I do magic items, essentially things like them in this setting. It always attaches in some way to what you have happening on already. So you've got it sorted out.
As Katrina comes out of the shed, I'm gonna pass her like a few sharp sticks, just so she's not empty-handed. She needs something to throw or whatever.
I reach back into the shed and pull out like. Would there be an axe in the shed?
Is that a farming tool?
If you want to find something as specific as an axe, you're gonna. I'll tell you things you can find without having to roll. Well, you may want to roll if you want to find an axe. Basically, you can find like a hoe, a shovel, a rake, things like that. You can find sticks, that kind of thing, farming stuff. If you want things that are more pointy and weapony, like they're these. I mean, there's like sort of there's some hand gardening tools that can get kind of weapony. So I mean, those you might be able to find. Okay. But if you want an axe, I'm going to make you roll.
Machete, something like that.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So if you're hunting around for something like that, looking around for something like that, then specifically, then I'm going to ask you to make a roll. I will assign a pain rating to finding such things. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to assign a pain of 3.
Okay.
Because you're out on the outskirts.
I'll go ahead and use 3 madness on this.
You are close to a supply store. Well, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we're going to use... okay, yeah, you can use madness if you like.
Yeah, I'll use 3.
You can always up your exhaustion ahead of time as well if you like.
I'm going to stick to 2 exhaustion for now.
All right. I'm going to roll my 3 pain dice.
Four successes, no 6s.
Okay.
But it looks like I have an equal call to all 3 die pools. I have a 5 in madness, a 5 in discipline, and a 5 in exhaustion. So
So quick question. What is the next lowest die you have in exhaustion?
In exhaustion is a 2.
What's the next lowest die you have in madness?
Also 2.
Okay, so right now pain is dominating. But I don't think any of us have any 6s, so I could spend another despair right now if I wanted to. Let's do that.
You could.
You have. I'm going to give you a 6 in exhaustion. So please increase your exhaustion by 1.
Oh.
It's a little tiring looking around for as you're doing so, and just sort of kind of like, where are they? Where do they keep the good stuff? You do eventually. There's a little shed behind the store. That you got how many successes? 4, did you say?
Yeah.
You find something decent. You're gonna find you're gonna find an axe.
Awesome. All right, I don't think I'm gonna need that stick. You see that over there? I just walk, like, I just see it down the street.
It's like
walk
a rusty
up,
fire axe.
pick up the axe. I found this. I think this will work better than a stick.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
Okay. Is everyone ready?
Definitely. Let's go and dig some stuff up.
Yes. Go forth. And...
While we're taking this time, is it possible to spend one hope on getting one of my things back, one of my responses back?
Yeah, I was gonna say you got a lot of hope right now.
Yeah.
Up to you, folks. If it's okay with folks, then yeah.
Everyone
Sure.
good if I do that real quick?
But it does it take does it take time?
It only takes well the where you are right now. Hang on, let me pull that up again real quick. It's getting a break, so you're not for reducing exhaustion or responses. That's just whenever you're not actively embroiled in a conflict.
Okay.
So it can be like, that can literally be like, I got my second wind. So that's fine.
Okay.
The thing you got to take time for is if you're restoring discipline that you've lost, which no one has yet.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Cool.
We gotta
Took
be.
it out and let me uncheck this. Cool.
We gotta be ready for Necropolis, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, I think
I
it
think
will
So
be
does
just
the
a peaceful walk. Really. All this bad reputation is probably just nothing. I'm sure they're all just friendly skeletons over there.
just don't hug any.
Don't hug any.
Don't hug any. Don't befriend any. It's fine.
Just because they have like very sharp bones. Just like you,
Uh-huh.
Krimsin.
Mm-hmm. It's
really starting to itch
still
now.
pretty itchy. Yeah.
Just because they're a skeleton doesn't mean they're a bad person. Sorry, go ahead.
That's true. A voice from the nether says to us. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you
Want
folks
me
have
to
been
take
awake long
another
enough to
look?
hallucinate. Yeah, sorry.
Well,
That's true.
let's add one more thing to the stuff we've stolen and go find that clock.
Yes, I'm sure everything will be fine, and there will be absolutely no consequences for taking all of these things. I need to make a note real quick, just coincidentally, by the way. Just
I'm
a quick note.
finding stuff.
Yeah.
What I don't know what you mean.
It's stuff that's available and out. I mean,
Yeah, if
And then we
someone
see-
leaves something on the street, then it's
yeah.
free, right?
And then we see the police officer just staring at Katrina. From like across the street.
Yeah.
So the wall of the necropolis, is there an entrance to it, or is it just the wall? Like we have
So,
to scale the wall.
as you are looking, hang on. There we go. As you're looking, as this traffic is going by, you do see that there, as a little further in, on the right, you do see a gate. There's probably another gate actually up down the street. Probably you see people kind of going in and out, but the closer one is down this street to your right, which was sort of is out closer toward the edge, in the direction of the edge of the circle. There is a there's a big sort of iron gate that's there sort of in the middle of the wall.
Okay, so a little plan huddle before we, go in, and then we just kind of try to huddle everyone in.
Okay. I would suggest not to ask them where this watch is, because
let's not
they
ask
might
anyone.
not like it. Katrina, if you are so good at finding things, maybe you could just detect this clock somehow.
Well, I imagine once we're in there, if it's something that's that important, it probably gives off a lot of energy. So I don't imagine it'll be super difficult to find once we're in there. Like, if we just walk around, I'm sure I'll feel something.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's just
Hey,
hope
Cal.
we find the right one because there might be other stuff.
Cal, do you think you can do a little quick reading and see if maybe we'll find the clock, or if it's, I don't know, how does tarot work?
Yeah, I can do something. Just give me a second, and
Mm-hmm.
gonna shuffle the deck, and I'm gonna do just for this a random number generator.
Mm-hmm.
Might take a little bit. Sorry about that. And I got the number 2, which I am going to affiliate it with the. Wait, I should have probably done 1 to 22 because. Let's see. Well, I'm not at where I keep my deck, so I'm trying
Oh.
to pull something up.
You want me to do a
But number 19. Yeah.
what number is it?
19 on the tarot.
Okay. That says that's the sun again. Strangely.
So maybe it's in a bright place, or like it'll.
In a bright place. Tyler is looking dubiously at this necropolis.
Well, maybe we'll need the sun to see it. Like maybe it's in a dark place, and we will need light to find it.
Maybe.
But it seems like positive. Like we'll probably find it, right?
Yeah, well,
I think.
I don't have
I
it
think so.
memorized, so I'm looking at the meaning of the sun right now.
Sorry, I put you on the spot. Just
Oh, no,
I was
it's
like,
fine. I forgot to bring my book with me.
Oh, no worries.
This card portrays good fortune, happiness, joy, and harmony. According
That's
to
good.
people.
that's definitely good.
Mm-hmm.
We are doomed for success.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm super happy now, and I'm just like, yep. Are we ready to go?
I'm sure no one is
That's
going to
good.
twist that meaning into something else. Sorry, go ahead.
Wait, can you flip a coin and say heads or tails? And I'm just going heads up, tails down, because it could mean something different if I pulled it upside down.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
I'm gonna roll 1d2, and 1 will be will be up and down. 2 will be upside down. And I need to actually do this correctly. I haven't typed this manually in some time. There we go. It's upside down.
So there's going to be tons of setbacks. Sorry to burst your bubble, but the card's upside down is the exact opposite of what we thought. There's going to be a lot of setbacks, but that doesn't mean we won't find it.
Right.
I like the previous reading more.
Mm-hmm. Me
I'm
too.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it happens. Shit. All right, well, no way out but through, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the gate. Let's go through the front gate,
So I have an
because that's super
Sorry,
secretive.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you're gonna head toward the Necropolis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have an important question for you. Where are you crossing the street? Are you crossing at the crosswalk, or are you just kind of heading more, just like trying to make a beeline, dodging traffic possibly, for the gate?
I would say cross at the crosswalk just because that police guy is there and don't want his attention on us.
And we are law-abiding citizens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're trying to be sneaky.
Okay.
I don't
Sneaky.
trust it. I'm just saying I don't trust it. I don't wanna walk by a cop. I honestly kind of want to go like down a couple blocks and then cross.
Oh, come on, he's cool. Look at his shiny key in his bag. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, look at that big old club on his hip. That seems super friendly.
he'll protect us while we are crossing this walk.
Right, because that's what cops do. Protect
Okay, I'll
people.
cross it first if you want me to.
We'll go the least conspicuous.
Yeah, this isn't about being close to the cops because cops are good. It's about hiding us being bad
Yeah.
from the cops.
All right, well,
'Cause
I'm
we're
with
about to
y'all, but
heist.
if stuff comes off, if stuff pops off, who knows what happens?
That's
But
fine,
I'm
I
with
got the
you.
shovel.
I'm with you. I say as I'm holding an axe at my waist.
You're the most conspicuous of us all.
Okay. You wait for the
Gotta
light.
chop down a tree later. No, sorry.
You wait for the light to change. You start heading across. You hear the ticking. You hear a ticking coming from him.
Mhm.
Who is in the lead? Who is stepping across first?
As promised, I could go first.
Okay. So Tyler will be the one making this roll. It's just a single traffic cop. It's a single clockwork cop. So by himself, it's going to be a pain of 1. I'm going to roll 1 pain die.
Okay.
And so take that under advisement. And roll with whatever you would like to do.
Well, I'm just normally walking the street. I don't even pay attention. I mean, this guy is looking a little bit weird, to be honest, and this strange ticking sound. But I'll just roll what I have.
Mm-hmm.
No madness.
Okay. Okay. Well, you're going to be successful. I shall roll my 1 pain die. I got 1 success. You got 3 successes. And it looks like discipline is dominating. So Tyler, you will get to either uncheck a response or remove remove an exhaustion if you wish.
I'll uncheck my response.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very focused while you're doing this. Everything seems absolutely under control. You get past the this cop without him even giving you a look. Like he notes your presence, but at the same time, he's just still he's moving very jerkily as he does so, and just sort of as he has this big smile plastered across his face, and he's got he's got the sunglasses on, the ones, and the traffic cop sunglasses, and as he just sort of is waving people through, as he's waving you through as when the lights change, and you go through. And you're now at the corner where the Necropolis is. You will note here that this is, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, this is, again, you can see down, you see the big clock tower to your left, and to your right you see, this goes out toward, like, the outskirts, so it's, the buildings get smaller, and you see like warehouses and stuff far at the end, at the far end of this street. But you're going to head to the gate that you saw, the closer one, I presume.
Good.
Okay.
Let's go there.
All right. You head down that way, and there is this big iron gate in front of you. It is currently closed. Beyond, you can see, it looks like this is a very wide iron gate. And it looks like the inside, it's a little, the road is kind of cobbled, looks like. But you see there are a couple of vehicles in there. They look like older models of vehicles. And this is probably, this road is probably, folks probably open this gate when vehicles want to leave. You can see there's some gas light that's lighting everyone. You know, gas lamps. Seem to be every few yards, so you can see. You see it's everything inside looks old and crumbled and made of stone. And the nearest building you can just make out is some kind of refueling station that is also made of stone. It's a little unusual in that respect.
Okay, so the gate is closed.
The gate is closed currently.
I'll bang it with the shovel lightly.
No.
Okay. You see after a moment, you see a very pale woman in overalls. Sort of black overalls will come out, but big, yeah. And she's got white hair. Her skin is gray. As far as you can tell, she comes out. She's wearing a cap. She's like, "What is it?"
Could you please open this door for us? We're here on a certain mission to undertake.
It's not locked.
Will you kindly? It's not locked. Oh,
No.
great. I'm pushing it.
Yeah. The gate opens.
Oh, good guys. It wasn't locked. Huh?
That was the easiest I saw a D&D party open an unlocked door.
I mean,
even D&D.
honestly, like, it's a gate out in the middle of the city that looks like it's just an entrance to a district. I can understand why you think it would be locked, because it does have very cemetery vibes, but like, it's always good to check before.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like this is someone's house. I don't think we need to knock.
Yeah, she's taking she's kind of cleaning her hands with a rag as you're opening the gate, and she's like, "You folks been in here before?"
Oh, all the time, loads.
Okay, well, all right then. Just
Wait, first time.
You know the rules
time
then.
for me.
And she'll turn around and she'll start heading away.
Could you just remind me, just in case?
And at this point, there's like an old sort of black kind of limo is turning in, and she's like, "Oh crap! I don't have time right this second. Just keep your heads down. Don't don't go too far. Once you cross the Lethe Bridge, then that's when you got to keep an eye on your neck." And she just sort of runs over to the
Keep an eye on your neck. should we keep eyes on each other's necks?
Maybe.
I guess.
And
I'm assuming it means there's something that likes to bite
Yeah.
around here.
and she'll be sort of like, yeah, as she's, so you have that conversation. She's starting to wipe down. Some other undead mechanics are coming out and starting to, to work on this car.
Okay.
And
should we just get in until Katrina senses anything?
Yeah.
We're just walking in, I think. We're pretending like we know what
Yeah.
we're doing, right? So we're just,
Sure.
we're just going in.
You're going to step in. You're going to come pretty closely as you can see an intersection very close as you're stepping up, and she'll say, "Oh yeah, are you folks heading to the cemetery?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just be careful. They're a little restless right now.
No.
Thanks.
Aren't they always? Aren't they always?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Lately, yeah, it's nuts. It hasn't been like this for about a year. That's the time of year
the
this
last-
usually
Climate
happens.
change.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, with like how often everything changes around here, it's bound to happen sometimes.
It's like, yeah, tell me about it.
Right.
All right. Well, good luck with the rest of your shift.
I flip her a wax coin. Like, for your troubles.
She expertly catches it, moving lightning fast. Oh, much obliged.
Gotta help each other out, you know?
You now have 29 wax currency.
I keep.
Hey, that was our team budget.
Well, it helps to have someone,
Fine.
you know,
Yeah.
as we walk away.
You do get a very faint sensation as you're passing the coin, as you're throwing the coin to her. It's not like this thing you've never experienced is like this other thing you've never experienced. It's not like you're majorly losing anything. They're very light. These coins carry very light impressions on them, as though it's like a tiny sliver of another impression. So it's not. There is an associated tiny bit of a feeling, but it's very minute.
Wait, so
It's
would
almost
Brian have
unnoticeable.
felt that?
Hmm?
Would Brian have felt 30 wax coins being taken from him?
Possible.
Okay.
Let's
I
not
have
think
my
about it.
Okay.
Fine, you were invisible.
Wax coins, that's the thing with wax coins, though, is they are, well, you'll see. But they're not as easy to notice, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
All
right.
So, maybe. But we'll see.
Wait, so me taking this stamp machine, the eviction stamp machine, probably messed up whoever owned it pretty bad.
You never know.
Oops.
I hope there's no
Me.
cameras in the Mad City.
Maybe they wanted to find a new job. And finally, they got this opportunity thanks to you.
Well, I mean, honestly, anyone who works as a slumlord needs a job anyway. That's not a job.
Exactly.
I'm sure they'll be very understanding.
As we walk through the cemetery.
So,
Yeah.
if you sort of are trying to aim at the cemetery, you're sort of looking around, you do look, and you see a little bit of a ways down that there is, in fact, you see more iron gates. As you're heading down to this, you get to another intersection, you see these big iron gates, and you see a lot of headstones beyond. And sort of roll in across this sort of grassy field of possibly dead grass. We're not sure. It's a little dark, but not too dark.
Mhm.
Because the gas lamps do not go all the way into the cemetery, you see. There, you can see the outside of the cemetery pretty well.
So it's like the cemetery comes up, like there's nothing else. It's just cemetery. Or where was that bridge that you were saying? The
You
leather
haven't
bridge?
encountered a bridge yet.
Okay. So it's
However, I will say, as you get a little deeper in, this is like you went forward and you turned right because you were thinking about a cemetery and you looked and you saw it in the distance, I'm assuming. To your left, there are more streets that seem to lead over to somewhere in the middle of this district. You'd see kind of the moon shining down on this big castle that seems several blocks away.
that's definitely.
Guys,
kind of
the
in the
moon
center.
is shining. The moon is shining on this castle,
And
the moon
there's
is kind
a,
of like the reverse sun. So,
There's a there's a bridge you think you can see between here and that castle. Now right in front of you is a cemetery, and you see there are sort of figures sort of shuffling back and forth, a few of them, in the mist of the cemetery.
Okay.
Should we see if the all-important item is in the all-important building?
It's definitely in there, right?
It probably is.
Katrina,
Yeah.
can you sense it? Yeah.
I was actually just about to ask if I could do a check, a general vibe check.
Sure.
Like as we're
Gotta
walking,
get the
just
vibe.
toss out a vibe check, see what the vibes of everyone and everything around here are.
Yeah. Sure. It's going to take you a moment, but you're sensing.
Mhm.
I think, however, as you are doing so, before you're able to tune it, because you're getting a lot of information right now.
Mhm.
As you're sort of coming around, sort of feeling it's like there are a lot of different things that could have a lot of energy coming off of them around here. It's a bit odd. There's a lot of dead space, haha. But then it's also there are things, essences. It's hard to say. So you're preparing to do that. As you are doing so, the gate to the cemetery opens, and a large, kind of a big, sort of broad-shouldered figure comes out, carrying a
They
shovel
look familiar.
Oh.
strung across. Carrying a shovel. They don't look familiar, I don't say.
Okay.
He's carrying a shovel across his big. He's a really tall, kind of big guy. He's carrying a shovel as he comes out, and his head snaps toward you as you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey.
What are you
What's in the
doing
shovel?
here?
On my shoulder.
Hey. Yeah, we
What
put
do you
all of
want?
our.
What do you want?
We are just on some sort of a business. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, we're general explorers. What do you want?
So, Tyler is once again attempting to engage in. I can see attempting to engage in calming this person down and trying to just sort of smooth things over. I presume you would like to use your exhaustion talent on this. Is that correct?
For exhaustion talent, I could do that. What's the pain rating?
The pain rating of this individual. Let me make sure I remember correctly.
Like only like 11. It's fine.
It's only 11. Yeah, that's not fine. Not quite that bad. The worst pain rating of an individual in this city is 12. This being is not that. This being has a pain rating of 7.
Oh, easy.
I feel more pain on a Tuesday.
Should I help Tyler out by using my exhaustion talent of being able to perceive and notice stuff better to see which words would be able to
Well,
Like
yeah,
this
I mean, you
guy.
can kind of, you're figuring out, it's like, okay, this guy is, well, yeah, and you're not going to have to roll for your exhaustion. You will roll your discipline. You are using your exhaustion talent, but I'm not going to make you roll that separately here. This is primarily Tyler is leading the roll, but the impressions you're getting, you know, as you're trying to figure out kind of the, you know, being perceptive of this guy's a gravedigger. He's been working for quite some time. He's got grave dust on him. He is, it looks as though he is on watch. He is someone probably more important than he seems to be at first blush. So you can at least sort of whisper things to Tyler, like, you know, level of, you know, that sort of inform Tyler kind of with that going on. So you'll be rolling just your discipline dice, Cal, as you contribute to this.
Okay. In this case, I think what I'll go for is madness. Yeah. So I'm using like a minor
use of your talent. Okay.
Hell, let's just go with the major one.
Okay.
Why not?
Then increase your exhaustion beforehand, then by 1.
Do
If
that.
you're going with a major use. And
It's been a long night.
we'll see. Yes.
And I'll be rolling with an extra madness of, say, 3 as well. Okay. And what I'm
just writing that down as a note for myself. Sorry, go ahead.
so, and what I'll be saying is,
So, 3.
hey, you know what? We are here on a mission. We can't really give you all the details. You know about these things. A little bit of confidentiality is involved, but there is no trouble for you. We are on, you know, we'll just be doing our job, and you don't have to think about that.
So, I got 2 successes. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes. Did you? Oh, no, not you. There you go. All right. I got, let's see, I have 2 6s. And so, yeah, pain's going to dominate. I will get another coin of despair. And so, yeah, actually, this is a good time for it. He's like, on business, are you? I see.
Yes.
For whom?
You know whom?
You have to help me out a little bit. You're coming from outside. Is this... You're living and you're coming from outside, so I've got to presume you're working for somebody. Could you give me a little bit of a hint? I can't just announce you without knowing who I'm announcing you for.
You want to announce me?
Well, I've got to tell somebody that you're coming. Well, it depends. Are you coming to see... It depends. Are you here for... Are you here to see the mortician, or are you here to see someone else?
Somebody already knows that we are here. Everybody who needs to know already knows that we are here. Nobody additional needs to know that we are here.
Okay.
Do you understand me?
Okay, I think so. Here specifically, he says, gesturing back at the graveyard.
Here, as in Necropolis.
Oh, so you're on... well, that's not me announcing you then. If you're on business for the overall Necropolis.
Let's not say names.
There's not going to be another... I don't believe there's another council meeting for some time. So, which of the three are you here to see? Can you hint at that? If you want help, I'm willing to help you. I just need to know which of the three you're here to see.
Before I
Does
see,
my help add to this part to know if this guy's affiliated with any of the three?
Well, yeah, it seems from the way that he responded, just as far as you're using your ability to kind of sense the situation. And yeah, it seems like he is tied to whoever runs this cemetery. And probably whoever runs this cemetery is one of this three that he's talking about.
for the wisest one.
Oh, that's debatable.
Well,
He says,
I'd relay the information that I learned to Tyler.
yeah, the wisest. That's a good question. This is such a good question. He says, so the one that is, I presume, wise and calm and least likely to anger quickly. I presume that's the one we're going for, right? That one? All right, fine, follow me. And he will turn and start heading back into the cemetery.
Before we go there, we need to take care of some things. So
Before he
I'll
says
get
this,
back.
can I invisibility everyone?
Well, so you are preparing to do that.
Okay.
He's going to turn, and as you're sort of, you sort of have called, Tyler has called out to stop him again, to mention this, and he's starting to turn. It's like, oh, for crying out loud. Now, and this is part of pain dominating for the situation. As he turns, Tamsin, you are about to try to think, oh God, I've got to turn everybody invisible here. He's gonna see us again. He's gonna question us, and your back erupts in pain, abject pain, as this is happening. And you feel as this is going, and as this is happening, when the clock chimes, you hear a tearing sound. It feels a little wet back there, as though there's blood coming down. And everyone looking at Tamsin sees two large black feathery wings erupt from her back.
Shit.
And I think that is where we're going to pause it for this week.
Oh,
So
God.
sick. So
This is
sick.
so good.
What the ending?
And it wouldn't have happened if I didn't steal Brian's juice.
Very true.
I love the cliffhanger.
That's awesome, yeah.
I love the fact that half of the party is slowly becoming more and more nightmarish.
My favorite was obviously Tyler's non-conversation.
That
There
was
was
great.
nothing. It was like, you know who.
You know what we're talking
That
about.
one.
And it was
I mean,
convincing.
come on. Just leave us alone. We're here on a secret mission. No, this guy decided to be helpful.
So, yeah, the card that I drew, I'm using a deck of cards. I talked about this off stream. I'm using the Strange deck from Money Cook Games, The Strange, to help me out with a few prompts every now and then. A lot of different random things, so it works well for the Mad City. And this is the Angel card. I don't know how well folks can see it. But just
That's
basically,
so sick.
angel wings are a frequent motif. I'm like, okay.
Hey, that's all.
No wonder you
So
laugh.
good.
That's pretty sick, though. That's pretty
Mhm,
sick,
mhm.
though.
Super cool.
So,
The new plan. Tamsin just grabs Katrina and they fly over the.
yeah, so you've
Necropolis.
just erupted wings right in front of the gravedigger. And
Oh.
I'm sure everything will be just fine. And
Don't
Not-
worry, I'll evict his bones.
yes, that's it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Just sneak up behind
Oh
him
my
as he's
God.
like super.
Sneak up behind him and evict his bones.
But you'll have to find out in the next episode.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
It'll be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Well,
Oh, so cool.
So good, so good. I love this so far. This is amazing. All of you are great.
Yes, this is so good.
absolutely.
That's
Such
really
great
fun.
players, such a great
Also,
game.
I do want to just throw it out. I am playing my character like a little bit of a bitch, so I'm sorry.
That's totally cool.
Okay, cool.
Super cool.
Absolutely okay. No, it's great. It's wonderful. That's the kind of character that survives in this city.
I mean,
Uh,
I was planning on playing my character similarly, but then I added too much of my own personality.
oh, nice. That's a move.
was
That's a
kind
good
of-
move.
Cal was kind of bitchy when he said, "Oh, I didn't mean to call them friends." I was like, "Okay."
No, I can
Yeah,
understand.
like
Oh wow,
I mean,
no,
there's a reason for that.
so good.
But who knows?
Well, we're going to go ahead and go around and do our outros. Feel free to tell folks where they can find you and any other final thoughts you have about this session. And we will once again start with Cassa.
Hi, I'm Cassa, Wilding _ on Twitter for as long as Twitter is still around. I haven't made any other apps yet, but I probably will. I don't know. I'm usually on the Lost Caravan. I'm doing Threadbare Monday, and it's a game where I play as a toy, and we're doing like a dance competition. So that'll be kind of cute and different from this spooky thing. But other than that, I'm just around and happy to play. This game is so cool. It just keeps getting better and better, and I'm so excited for next week. That's me.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. This is great. So good. I love that you ran in to steal things from the. This is the first time, by the way, I've run this where people have actually gotten their hands on some wax coins. So it's very cool. Very cool to see that
Cool.
happening.
Have to.
And now we're going to head over to Shade.
Hey guys, I'm Shade. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to be hydrated and drink some water and juice, especially carrot juice is pretty good for your health. And see you next week.
Yay!
And remember, if you want to be a fallen angel, make sure that juice has a little bit of a kick to it.
That's
Have a little
right.
bit of a cake, yeah.
And that was such an excellent non-conversation. That was just great. Oh, you know what we're talking about. Yes. Awesome. And now we'll head over to Ace.
Hey, I'm Ace. I'm mainly found here. And if you know me on any of the Discords I'm on, feel free to hit me up. And remember, people in top hats are bad. The carrots that are living are good.
Yes.
I mean,
bad.
top
That's
hat
bad.
does kind of imply landed gentry, right?
That's true. It does imply that. Awesome. And finally over to Krimsin.
Hey, Crimson Galaxy, that's Krimsin, because I'm not me without that little bit of sin. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at sin_gal. And as for the games you can find me in over the next week, on Tuesday, you can find me back over playing the Squid Menace on twitch.tv/AlecAzam, or AlecAzam, ALEC space AZZAM. On Wednesday, you can find me back playing Tales from the Flood, or Things from the Flood over on Party Wife Games. We're in season 2. It's been incredible so far. Got a couple of new characters in there, and it's just a great time. You should definitely check it out. On Thursday, you can find us back with episode 5 of the show 12 over on Horde of Tales. And that one's the one about witches and their demons, and the things that we have to do to, do. And you know what? Back here Friday, but I completely forgot we're going to be doing a additional game of our Call of the Netherdeep campaign this Sunday that I forgot to add to the calendar, so I didn't say it at the top. But yeah, this Sunday we're going to be back with Call of the Netherdeep, and we're going to have 2 weeks in a row since we skipped last week due to some stuff, because it typically is an every other week game. And that's what I got. Sorry I said so much.
Absolutely fine. Awesome. I enjoyed this session quite a lot. So I'm very much looking forward to see how these folks handle things next session. They made it to the Necropolis, so that's definitely a plus. And we'll kind of see how. It'll also be particularly interesting if we're able to have Pope next time. Don't know. We'll have to see the timing on everything. But we shall see. He'll be putting in an appearance sooner or later. So, who am I? I am Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and on most other social media. And where I'm not OtherDoc, I'm Jim Yes That Jim. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. On this channel on Monday, with any luck, we will be back to the other group in this overarching campaign, the Inner Circle, as some of them have encountered the market district, and they're sort of have wandered around the bazaar, and they're trying to sort of make sense of things. They got to play a game with the lottery last time, and managed to lose quite a few memories, but gained something that might help them unlock how this whole city works. So we'll see how things go, and hopefully we'll have people back for the folks that were missing last time back, and we'll see what they've been up to. Let's see, next week on Wednesday, we should be getting back to our Dune game, House Versailles, as we continue to be absolutely just a house about entertainment and the arts, and have absolutely nothing to do with spy work. Absolutely nothing at all. So very much looking forward to seeing how things go there. We're on an ocean planet, as that we have just acquired, and we're figuring that out. And then, of course, 1 week from tonight, we have, once again, this game, The Outer Veil, and I am very much looking forward to seeing where things go. I've been wanting to develop the Necropolis for a while, so I thank you all for the opportunity to do that. So, when we hit the end card, I'm going to try and send a raid, if we can, over to Valdrianth. It looks like they're playing that Avatar game. The Avatar game, Smoke and Ashes, but I've heard it's their campaign is pretty cool. So we're going to go over there and say hi to them. Feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi to them with us. That will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Do take care, and we'll see you all of a sudden.
Goodbye.
Do try to stay awake if you can.